One of our favorites, Penn Jillette, is out with a new book now out in paperback. Penn Jillette has penned Every Day is an Atheist Holiday, and he joins us via Skype. Good morning, Penn Jillette.
Good morning. How you doing?
Happy Halloween to you and your family. Is it true you are not a big Halloween fan?
Well, it used to be it's for amateurs, but now that I have children, children bring you a whole different view of Halloween. I had an event happen. My children's school had this mystery reading program where one of the parents would come in around Halloween time in costume and then read a story for the children. My daughter was 5 at the time, and then the child would have the excitement of recognizing her mom or dad's voice. So I get all excited about doing this. Got up early. I do the Penn and Teller show in Vegas. Getting up at 8 in the morning is difficult for me. But I got up and I decided to do a simple costume. I wanted to be just a regular guy in a simple costume reading to my daughter. So I got a sheet and I cut the holes in it, and I was going to go as a ghost. And I also had this straw hat that I thought I could put on top of my head as the ghost and go in and read to my daughter. It'd be a wonderful father-daughter moment. I showed up at the school, I walked over to the desk, and the woman let out an audible scream. And I said jokingly, no, it's just me. I'm dressed as a ghost. And she said, no, you aren't. You're dressed as a Klan member. And I realized a guy my size wearing a sheet with a straw hat on top does not bring to mind Casper the Friendly Ghost, but rather brings to mind the very unfriendly KKK. So I walked over, I had no other costume. I walked over to the classroom, and the teacher came out, who I don't need to tell you what race the teacher was, because that's the kind of hell I was going through. And she went, "What are you doing coming to the classroom dressed as a grand wizard?" And I didn't. I'm dressed as a ghost. It's a ghost. And then she said, well, in American history, a man your size wearing a sheet does not come up as ghost. And I said, yes, I know. And then I went in and sat down, and I can tell you that the joy that came over me when I realized that not one child in the class thought anything except ghost. And my daughter crying and screaming and squealing with joy when she recognized my voice. It was a completely happy ending. But let me tell you, people, on Halloween, if you are a big adult male, don't wear a sheet. Okay? That's all.
I've been ranting about Halloween for years because it's all year long we tell kids don't take candy from strangers except on Halloween. Go up to strange houses in strange neighborhoods and try and get as much candy from strangers as possible.
And it's safe, isn't it?
Right.
It's safe. Maybe the stranger danger thing is way overstated. Most people are really, really good, and it's pretty safe to go out and get candy from strangers.
The book is called Every Day is an Atheist Holiday. Penn Jillette, you are proud of your atheism, and you read the Bible as an atheist more than pastors who claim to be God-fearing men.
Yeah, I read the Bible about every day. Not a lot. I usually read a chapter or two every day, and I've read it through several times. It's an important part of our culture. There's wisdom in there. You don't need to accept all the stuff that I'm not thrilled about, like the story of Abraham being told to kill his son, and the parts, Luke 14:26 about putting God above your family. Those parts are annoying, but it's a big part of our culture. You should read Shakespeare. You should read the Bible. Ignorance of your culture is not considered cool.
I would just love to be a fly on the wall when some God-fearing man comes up to you and criticizes you for your beliefs in atheism. You probably school them quite nicely in your knowledge of the Bible.
Well, we have so much more in common than we have differences. Usually the religious people, I often get religious people saying to me, you turned atheist because religious people treated you so badly. That's really not true. I turned atheist because religious people treated me so well. My dad was the greatest dad that ever lived. He was religious his whole life and gave me such support and such love that I just adore life. and don't feel I need anything behind it. If anything, it was the love of religious people in my life that made it so I didn't feel I needed God. Religious people have treated me very well and continue to treat me very well.
It's a New York Times bestselling author, Penn Jillette. Every Day is an Atheist Holiday, now out in paperback. You mentioned the show in Vegas. Anything else you're doing we should pay attention to?
Yeah, I'm doing a movie. I'm crowdfunding a movie. If you go to fundanything.com, you'll see a movie, and you can have a part in it and be part of making it. I want to be a really bad guy. I want to be the most evil bad guy in a horror movie ever. If you want to see that, and you want to see my buddy Glenn Beck, who's going to be in it with Lawrence O'Donnell, it's fundanything.com. Go check that out. You see a big picture of me.
So Lawrence O'Donnell, big liberal, along with Glenn Beck, who I think is a conservative, are going to be in this movie with you?
They're going to be in this movie together, the two of them. I'll be in it too, but they are partners and they are police in this, and they both agreed to do it. So it should be a nutty movie. You can see Glenn and Lawrence together at fundanything.com.
The book is called Every Day is an Atheist Holiday, Penn Jillette. Your other movie, I got just enough time to talk about your other movie, The Aristocrats, which you helped produce. One of the most unbelievable movies the world has ever seen. I took a first date to that movie. Safe to say I didn't get a second date with that woman.
Because you did everything you could possibly do sexually on the first date. You didn't need a second date. Is that the point?
No. We walked out, and I was like, I knew it was going to be dirty. I had no idea it was going to be that dirty.
Yeah, you're not playing with kids in that movie.
That was one for the ages. But that movie, it was great on 100 different levels. Tell me how that movie came to be.
That movie came to be because I was talking to Paul Provenza about improvisation. And I said that Miles Davis's improvisations should be compared to Gilbert Gottfried's improvisations. And that we got to hear jazz people play over the same changes, play the same songs. But we never got to hear comedians tell the same jokes. And we got this idea of having 100 comedians, the best at the time, tell the same joke and use that as a way to kind of talk about and explore improvisation. Now, the fact that all those comedians were choosing to tell the dirtiest joke possible put another level on top of it.
Was it your idea to tell that joke, or was it somebody else's idea to tell that joke?
Provenza and I both thought it was the only joke that should be told, right. A joke that allows for as much improvisation as possible. And I have another movie that's out on the circuits right now called Tim's Vermeer, about 17th century art. So from The Aristocrats to Tim's Vermeer, 17th century art, to director's cut on fundanything.com, a horror movie. It's very hard to pin me down as what I might do next.
Not to mention your show in Vegas is a must-see. Yep. Penn Jillette,
thank you.
Every Day is a Atheist Holiday in bookstores everywhere. Penn Jillette via Skype. Penn, thank you very much. Thank you for your years of service, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you so much.
You got it. We're back in a moment. The Big 550, KTRS.